The galactic hegemony had ruled for 10,000 cycles. 7 elder species, self-appointed guardians of civilization, controlled everything from trade routes to colonization rights. Their warships patrolled the spiral arms, enforcing order with overwhelming firepower and ancient technologies no younger race could hope to match. Admiral Vorn of the Hegemony Defense Fleet stared at the anomalous readings with his 4 eyes narrowed in disbelief. The sensors indicated a vessel had appeared at the edge of the Procyon system, not through a jump gate or wormhole, but simply materializing where nothing had been moments before. Unidentified vessel, he transmitted on all frequencies. You have entered restricted hegemony space. Power down and prepare for boarding. His command deck fell silent as officers awaited a response. The mysterious ship was small, barely the size of a hegemony cruiser, with an unusual configuration of smooth, flowing lines unlike the modular construction used throughout known space. After a long pause, a reply came. "This is Captain Thomas of the Earth vessel Pioneer *. We come with peaceful intent and request diplomatic recognition." Earth. The name triggered a distant memory in Vorn's mind. A backwater world in an unremarkable system, inhabited by bipeds who had only recently discovered atomic energy. The Hegemony Survey team had classified them as pre-contact primitives, centuries from achieving viable interstellar travel. "Impossible," Vorn rumbled. "All weapon systems, target the intruder." "We will." The human ship *moved *. Not the gradual acceleration of conventional drives, but an instantaneous displacement that defied physics as the hegemony understood it. One moment the vessel floated 10,000 kilometers distant. The next, it hovered directly alongside Vorn's flagship, close enough that the admiral could see strange symbols etched into its metallic hull. "I'd repeat," came the human's voice. "We come in peace, but we will defend ourselves if threatened." Vorn hesitated, his military instincts warring with caution. "Stand down targeting," he finally ordered. "Unknown vessel, you will accompany us to Hegemony Central for investigation. Resistance will not be tolerated." "We would be pleased to meet with your leadership," the human captain replied coolly, "as equals." The Grand Council chamber had never before admitted a non-member species without ritual submission. Yet here stood the humans, 5 of them, facing the 7 high counselors with calm dignity. "This is an outrage," Counselor Draz thundered, his massive form rising to tower over the visitors. "You violate our space, evade our patrols, and demand equality." High Elder Lan raised her slender hand for silence. "Let us hear them. Their means of arrival alone warrants attention." Captain Thomas stepped forward. Unlike the elaborate ceremonial armor of the counselors, his uniform was simple and functional. "Thank you for receiving us. Humanity has developed in isolation beyond your monitored regions. We discovered principles of spacetime folding that your sciences appear to have overlooked." "Preposterous," Counselor Draz growled. "The hegemony mastered the fundamental forces millennia ago." Thomas smiled slightly. "With respect, Counselor. If that were true, you would have ships like ours." A murmur rippled through the chamber. The human continued. "Our physicists theorize that space itself can be compressed at head of a vessel and expanded behind it, creating motion without acceleration. We call it the fold drive." Elder Land's eyes gleamed with interest. "One ship is a curiosity, not a challenge to the established order." "The Pioneer is merely our ambassador," Thomas replied evenly. "Earth has built a fleet. We've established colonies beyond your sensor networks. We've observed the hegemony for generations, watching how you suppress technological development in younger species." The chamber erupted in outrage, but Thomas continued, undaunted. "We come not to threaten, but to change a system that stifles potential across thousands of worlds." "What exactly do you propose?" Elder Lan asked, her voice cutting through the chaos. "A new order," Thomas answered. "Equal representation for all spacefaring species, unrestricted scientific exchange, freedom of movement throughout the galaxy." "And if we refuse?" Draz demanded. Thomas didn't flinch. "Then nothing. We make no threats, but we won't be subjugated, and neither will the dozens of species we've already shared our technology with." One standard year later, The galaxy had transformed. The human fold drive, freely shared with any world that requested it, had rendered the hegemony's control of traditional travel routes meaningless. Species long treated as vassals now traveled independently, forming new alliances and trade networks beyond hegemony influence. The newly formed Galactic Confederation gathered representatives from over 200 worlds. Humans sat among them, neither ruling nor subservient. "You dismantled 10,000 cycles of stability," Admiral Vorn told Captain Thomas as they observed the Confederation assembly. The Admiral had become a reluctant liaison to the humans after his first-hand experience with their capabilities. "We've ended 10,000 cycles of stagnation," Thomas corrected. "The hegemony preserved order by preventing progress. Meanwhile, humanity evolved in isolation, forced to solve problems without guidance. Many still advocate for war against Earth," Vorn admitted. "A war no one would win," Thomas replied quietly. "Knowledge can't be unlearned. We've already helped 47 worlds develop their own fold drive production. The change is irreversible." Below them, the Confederation voted to establish open scientific academies on neutral worlds, where all species could collaborate. The measure passed with overwhelming support. "Do you understand what you've unleashed?" Vorn asked. "Technological development without control, species advancing at different rates. Chaos." Thomas smiled. "We call it freedom, Admiral. The universe is vast, and intelligence is adaptable. Together, we'll achieve wonders no single species could imagine alone." As they spoke, reports arrived of breakthroughs already emerging from collaboration between formerly isolated civilizations. Medical techniques combining human genetic science with hegemony nano-manipulation. Energy systems merging principles from a dozen different worlds. An unknown warship had emerged 1 year ago. In its wake came not conflict or domination, but potential, the most powerful force in existence, finally unleashed across the stars.